Hey guys, and welcome. So, as you guys know, there's a new expansion, Mean Streets of Gadgetzan. And today, I wanted to review some cards that have been released and that we know of what it does. So, I want to let you guys know what I think about the card, if I think it's good or bad. If I think it's good or bad in ladder and in arena, and if I think this card will be played and if it sees any fit in some kind of deck or something, or maybe some cool combos. And I will also compare it, if I can, with some old cards and see if it's better or not. So we start off with Mark of the Lotus. It's a druid card. 1 mana, give your minions +1/1. You can compare it, as you can see, as I did it here, with Power of the Wild, in which you, for 2 mana, give +1/1, but you can also choose to summon a 3/2, so that's the catch. Or even to Savage Roar, a 3 mana, so 2 mana more, but it gives your minions +2 attack and not 1. But it misses the 1 health, of course. So that is one card. The next thing I have is this. Pilfered Power. Gain an empty mana crystal for each friendly minion. So if you're a token druid and you're using Violet Teacher or something, and play a lot of spells, and then play this after that, you will get a lot of mana crystals back. But I don't know if this will be played. I mean, it's a slow card. Most of the time, the minions are already cleared by some AoE or something before you can use this card, I think. So I think this card is pretty bad. Won't see play, but it will be tried. Oh yeah, and sorry, I forgot the other card. The other card will see play, I think, in Token Druid. It fits perfectly. Maybe it will even see play in Arena, but I don't know. We'll see about that. So yeah. Next card we have is very interesting. 5 mana, Lunar Visions. Draw 2 cards. Minions drawn cost 2 less, so if you draw a minion, like for instance you draw a Ragnaros, it will cost 6 mana instead of 8. That's great. But you can also draw a spell, of course, and then you will just draw a spell and nothing will happen. So I think this card fits perfectly in a deck that is focused on minions and not spells. So you will almost all the time draw some minions, some big minions maybe, like in a ramp druid or something, and you will get a great discount. This will be tried, I think, in a sort of ramp druid or control warrior, any deck with some high cost minions. But I think it's not that good. I think if it was like 4 mana, 3 mana, 4 mana card, it would be interesting, but 5 is a bit much. Yeah, it will be tried in Constructed. In Arena, this card is just bad. Okay, next card we have is also very interesting. It's the legendary one for Druid, and it is Khan the Forgotten King. It's a 10 mana 7/7, and you can choose one. You can or gain 10 armor, or you can refresh your mana crystal. What does that mean? That means if you play this card, you choose to refresh your mana crystals, you get 10 mana crystals back. So you play this actually for free, a 7/7 for free. That seems insane, of course. But we have some worse things. We have seen some worse things. We have seen Shaman with a 4 mana 7/7. So why not a free 7/7 and also get 10 mana back? Of course, it is a slow card. I mean, it's just a 7/7, but I see some great potential with this card. And I will definitely try this, and I think other people will try this card also. I think in an arena it's also pretty good actually. I mean, you play this card on 10 if you survive, if it's a long game. And you just play all your spells, all your minions. Yeah, that's huge. In control matchup, this card is great. But in aggro, I don't know if you will come to 10 mana a turn. Maybe you're already dead. So, great card, great potential, but a bit slow. But I will try this card, and I think other people will try it too. It's just too interesting. And in arena, I don't know if it's good actually in arena or not, but we will see about that. Next card I have is Shaki the Zip Gunner. 3 mana 3/3. Normal stats, just like Bear Taunt thingy. Forgot the name. Death Rattle. Give a random minion in your hand plus 2/2. That's a great effect, I think. I think it's a great card, but the problem is we already have some good 3 mana drops in our Hunter deck, so we need to look for something where we can fit it in and get rid of something else. Like we have Call of the Wild, we have Kindly Grandmother, we have Infested Wolf. We have all great cards in the mid-rangey mana cost, and it's tough to fit this card in, but it will definitely be tried, and if you can fit it in somehow, it will be a great card. In arena, this is also not a bad card. I mean, a 3/3 is pretty good stats, and you give a minion plus 2/2, so yeah, I think it's a fine card. Okay, next we have a 2 mana 3/2 Truck Beast Rager. Give a random beast in your hand plus 1/1. Yeah, 3 mana 3/2 is not. It's okay, but I will say right now why. But I don't think this card is actually that good, and I say that because Warrior. In Warrior we have seen a class card that was a 2/2 and deals 1 damage to something and gives it plus 2 attack. That's obviously really great, but we don't see that much of play of that card anymore because it's just not that great. It's great, but just not enough. And I think this card is also just yet not enough for the ladder. I mean, maybe we will see some play in it, but I don't think this is good enough. We have a far more better 2-drops in the Hunter. As I said, we have Kindly Grandmother. We just have a lot of 2-drops in Hunter that are better than this card, so why should we put this card in, right? So I don't think it will see play. In arena it's just a normal card, it's just a 2 mana 3/2, so that's fine. Next up we have Dispatch Kodo. 4 mana 2/4. It has a beach stack. Deal damage equal to this minion's attack. It's a battle cry, so you play this card and you immediately deal 2 damage. It's a sort of charge, but a charge that doesn't deal damage to your own minion for 1 turn, sort of, you can say. So you do 2 damage for free, and afterwards you can attack normally. Yeah, is that good enough? I mean, mostly of the time, when your opponent is on turn 3, it will be a 3/3 or a 3/4 maybe, and you deal 2 damage to it without taking your damage yourself. So that makes that card a 3/2, or if you played a 3/3, a 3/1. Against a 2/4, maybe, but again, there are better 4 mana cards in Hunter, like Infested Wolf, and maybe some other, but I don't have them on the top of my head now. But it will be tried. It's very interesting effect, but I don't think it's good enough. In arena, this is actually really good. I mean, most of the time in arena you choose a 2 mana minion card. Those are pretty common in arena, more than in ladder, and you can kill one off for free without taking damage. So yeah, pretty good in arena, better than in ladder, I think. next off, we have this card. And I know what you guys think. 5 mana 2/4 weapon, why would you use that? That's just shit. I can tell you why. But first off, let me get this card for you guys. Okay. Why wouldn't it come? Let's see. Why doesn't this work? Okay, I wanted to show you guys something, but it doesn't work, obviously. What I wanted to tell you guys is that this card is not as bad as you think. I mean, it's just a 5 mana 2/4, but every time it attacks, you get a 1/1 for free. So you can attack 4 times, as you can see. So 4 1/1s. If we put that together with the 2/4, let's see, that's roughly 12 damage to face, to ward maybe. So 5 mana for 12 damage. That's okay. That's pretty okay. But yeah, it is slow, of course. But it's good against other hunters. I mean, most of the hunters run to 2 health means, so you can clear a lot of him. And also summon a 1/1 each time, which is pretty annoying for an enemy. But I think it is too slow, but we'll see. In Arena, it's just a bad card. It's just bad. Let's see. The next up we have this card. Manic Soulcaster. I find this card pretty interesting. It's a 3 mana 3/4. It has a battle cry. Choose a friendly minion. Shuffle a copy of it into your deck. I think that's great. What I'm planning to do with this card is you just play a freeze mage. Yeah. You get around a lot of stuff. You use an Emperor. You use maybe even Reno if you want. Alexstrasza or something. But what you can do is use Reno on, for instance, turn 9 if you're pretty low. And coming on turn 9 with a freeze mage is pretty common. And if you have used Reno, just put a copy of it in your deck and you can use Reno again, maybe. Just a thought. Or maybe you play a mage with York and you want another copy of the York and put that in your deck. I think there are some great potentials. And I will definitely try this card. I think other people will definitely try it. I mean, a 3 mana 3/4 is just pretty good stats. And in Arena, this card is also good. I mean, 3 mana 3/4 can kill off 3 2s and survive. So it can kill even 3 mana 3 3s and survive. So it will definitely see play as well as in ladder as in the Arena. I think this is one of the better cards in the expansion, actually. Next up, we have Illegal Import. It's a 1 mana paladin card. All minions in your hand gain +1/1. So it seems that Mean Streets of Gadgetzan is trying some sort of new mechanic with buffing your cards in your hand. Like, so for instance, you run a lot of cheap cards, like some Murlocs maybe, or even a Wisps if you want, whatever. But you play this card when you have a handful of cheap things, and all the minions gain +1/1. So all the cheap, bad statted minions they become pretty good when you play this card. So, for instance, if you play this card with, let me see if I have that one here. If you play that card with this card, I don't see it here. If you play this card, why can't I show this card? Oh shit, sorry. Okay, let me do it like this. Okay, so you have this card in your hand, guys. If you play that card in combo with this card, then you will, and I repeat, you will get a pretty cool card. I mean, you play this first, obviously. You draw 3 1-cost minions from your deck, and then after this card, you play that other card, the card that we just had here. Then you play the illegal import, and voila, you got 3 1/1 minions that has a stat plus 1/1. That's a pretty good combo, and I think this will be tried, and I will try it in arena. This card is not that good. You can't. I think you can't. No, I just think it's not that good in arena, this card. But we'll see. Next up, we have Grimsteed Outfitter, a 2-mana 1/1. Again, Battlecry, give all minions in your hand plus 1/1. So, as I said before, you can combo this with what's called small time recruits and get a pretty good deal of it. Maybe not, maybe. Let me get the sun out. Wait, guys. Fucking sun. Okay, that's better, right? Okay. So that's pretty good. And that will definitely be tried, of course. Next up, we have Getaway Kodo, a 1-mana card. Secret. It's a secret. Again, guys, Secret Paladin is back. When a friendly minion dies, return it to your hand. I will definitely play this secret. If you play Nazat Paladin, for instance, you play Nazat, get all kinds of minion backs. He kills your Nazat, you get your Nazat back, and you can play it again. Or if you're unlucky, you will destroy Sylvanas or Crane Bloodhoof or whatever, but you will get that card that he kills back, and you can play it again. So I see great potential with this card, and I will definitely try it. Other people will try it, and I think it's a good card actually. Even in arena, it's a good card. For 1 mana, you get a minion back in your hands that you already played and that died. So I will try this. Other people will try this. I think this is one of the better cards in the expansion. I hope I'm right, but I think it's one of the better cards in the expansion. Next up, we have a 5-mana 4/4. At the end of your turn, give all minions in your hand plus 1/1. I think this card is pretty bad actually. Yeah, I'm sorry, but 5-mana 4/4 is not great for first off. But if the stats or the effect were good, then it wouldn't be a problem, right? But if it said, for instance, if it said Battlecry, give all your minions in your hand plus 1/1, the card would be a lot better. But it's at the end of your turn, and that means you can't instantly gain benefit of this card in your turn. So you can't play this and play another 5 mana minion that is buffed. So yeah, I think this card is pretty bad actually, and most of the times it will only survive one turn, which means it will only give your minions +1/1 one time and not 2 or 3 times, because your enemy isn't gonna allow that. In Arena, this card just sucks. 5 mana for a 4/4 stat is just poor. Next up we have Crim Street Protector. It's a 7 mana 6/6, so it's a bit under the normal stats, but it has Taunt and it has Battle Cry. Give adjacent minions Divine Shield. So I think this card is pretty good actually. You can combo it with a lot of cards, so that they need to hit that twice and not once. But if it was a 6 mana 6/6, it would be better. 7 mana 6/6 is a bit expensive, but I will try it. In Arena this is just poor, of course, but in Constructed maybe it's good, maybe. We'll see. We will see about that. Okay, next up we have Mean Street Marshal. 1 mana 1/2. If this has 2 or more attack, draw a card. Yeah. I'm just gonna be short about this card. It's bad. Arena and Constructed, it's just bad. We'll never see play. Yeah, this card we already had, but I will tell you guys about it one more time. Small time recruits, 3 mana, draw 3 1/1 costs, minions from your deck. I think it's good. You can combo it with a lot of cards, as we discussed earlier. So in Constructed, it's a super good card. In Arena, it's not that good. Next up we have Wicker Flame Burn Bristol. It's 3 mana 2/2, but it has Divine Shield and Taunt. Damage dealt by this minion also heals your hero. It's an okay card, but not that great for a legendary. I don't think it will see play. There are better 3 mana cards to play. And in Arena, it's exactly the same actually. I mean, it's a pretty good card, but not that great for a legendary. Next up, we have Potion of Madness. So that's pretty interesting. For 1 mana, you gain control of a minion with 2 or less attack. And as you guys know, there are a lot of 2 attack minions nowadays, and there are a lot of 2 attack minions in the new expansion that you can steal. So that's pretty good. This card will see play in some control decks. In Arena, it's also pretty good. For 1 mana you can steal almost anything from that guy. So yeah, this will see play and it's a pretty cool card, yeah. Next up we have a card that I think is just great. It's just great. You can compare this card to this guy, Dark Cultist. It's a 3 mana 3/4. It has a Battle Cry. Give a friendly man +3 health. Dark Cultist is similar. It gives a minion, a friendly minion +3 health if it dies. So I think Cabal Talon Priest is actually better than Dark Cultist. I mean, you get an immediate benefit of it. You will get the 3 health when you play it, and not when that other guy dies. So it's better than Dark Guild, and Dark Guild saw a lot of play and was a good card. So this is also a good card, it's even better. It will see play in Constructed, it will see play in Arena, it's just a good, solid card. Next off, we have this card. Give all minions -3 attack this turn only. So you can combo this with one moment, guys. You can combo this, yeah, with a lot of cards actually, but for instance, with this card. If you play pin size potion, and for instance on a 5 attack minion, you can steal it with the Potion of Madness. So that's a pretty good combo. And again, this will only be played in Control Priest, of course, and will be tried in Ladder. In Arena, this card is actually not that good, maybe for trade-offs, but I have my doubts. But we'll see about that. Next off, we have this guy. A 5 mana 5/6, a dragon. So the stats are pretty good. If you're holding a dragon, discover a card in your opponent's deck. So that's pretty interesting. I mean, it can be all sorts of things if you play against a tempo mage, for instance. You will maybe get a fireball or something. But if you play against a freeze mage, maybe you will get ice block or Electraza. Or if you play against a warrior, maybe you will get shield block or something. I don't know. You can get anything actually, as long as you know what kind of deck your opponent plays. And that can be pretty handy, and this card will be played in a Dragon Priest, I think. And I think it's a pretty good card, has somewhat good stats, and even in Arena this is not that bad of a choice, no. So this will definitely be played. Next off, we have a pretty interesting card. We have Dragonfire Potion, a 6 mana spell. Deal 5 damage to all minions except dragons. So if you have a Dragon Priest, it won't kill your board most of the time, but it will kill your opponent's board. And that's pretty good. It's just a good clear. And it does remind me of this card. Let me enlarge that for you guys a bit. It does remind me of Light Bomb. It does damage equal to each minion's attack. This does 5 damage to all minions except dragons. Light Bomb was a great card. Saw a lot of play and cleared the board most of the time and swept the game around. And I think this card does exactly the same and sweeps the game around. If you play a Dragon Priest and you're a bit behind, you play this card and whoosh, voila, the whole fucking board is gone. Except your board, because you play dragons. So this card is amazing and will definitely, I will shit my pants if this wouldn't be played. Of course this will only be played in and seen in Ladder. I don't think it will see play in Arena because it's just 6 mana for everything 5 damage, and it's a bit too much. I think it's a bit overpriced then. But if your minions are 5, like with, as I said, Dragon Priest, it's a great card. Okay, next off, we have this card, Counterfeit Coin. Okay, so yeah, basically it's a pretty simple card. It's got 0 mana and gains 1 mana crystal this turn only, so it's exactly the same as what you guys know already, the coin. Yes, that's right. So you know that you only will get the coin if you're going first. And you will also get an extra card. But that can change now. Now you can have more chance to have a coin when you put this in your deck. You can even put 2 in. So the dream is you get the coin. You get your 2 coins, the counterfeit coins, in your beginning hand. And you get an Edwin von Cleef or something. And you can combo it. And it will get buffed immensely. Because you played a lot of cards on turn 1. And immediately drop that card. That's the thing I think about right away. But of course you can also just play this card and if you don't get the coin, you will still maybe have a coin. Yeah, but the downside is it will cost a card slot, and that's pretty expensive, of course, for just a coin. So we will see if it will see play, and if it will see play, I think it's in Miracle Rogue. I think that's the right deck for it. In Arena, it's not that good. Next up, we have Lotus Assassin. Sorry, not Asian. Lotus Assassin, a 5 mana 5/5. Whenever this attacks and kills a minion, gains stealth, and it is already in stealth, so you almost can guarantee that you get 1 attack off. But maybe if you're lucky, you can gain stealth again and kill 2 things, and that's great. And I think this card has some potential, but yeah, you need to get rid of I forgot the name of that card, but the 5 mana 5/4 that gives you a coin. Yeah, I think so. This will see some tryings and we'll see some play, but I don't know if it will be good or not. And in Arena, it's also a pretty decent card, and we'll see play in Arena. Yeah. Next up, we have a pretty interesting card, a legendary. It's 3 mana 2/3. Shaku the Collector. Stealth. Whenever this attacks, add a random card to your hand from your opponent's class. So obviously you will get 1 card from your opponent's class because it is in stealth, and most of the time they can't deal with that. And you will end up with just a card from the opponent's class. But 1 card is pretty bad because you already have this guy. 2 mana 2/2 that gives you exactly the same, a card of your opponent's deck. But if we are lucky, we will get 2 cards from this, because first off, it's in stealth, you attack and you get a card, but maybe it will survive and you get another card. If you get 2, of course it's worth it. Then it's a good card, but most of the time you will get 1 card, and I think that Undercity Huckster is better than Shaku if you only get 1 card. But it will see some tryings and some plays. But I don't think it's that good as Undercity Huckster. And in Arena, it's just a true 3 mana 2/3, so not that good of stats, of course. Okay. Next off, we have this guy. I know a guy. A 1 mana card. Discover Taunt Minion. And yes, this will be good. This will be played in Arena also. I mean, there are a lot of good taunt cards. And for 1 mana discover, why not? Yeah, I think it's pretty good. Let's see. Next up, we have this guy. Grimy Gadgetzan, 4 mana 4/3. At the end of your turn, give a random minion in your hand +2/2. Pretty good stats. Gives your one of your minions +2/2. We'll see play, but I think it will be 1, and it will be in a control deck because it's a bit slow, of course. In Arena, I don't know if that will be good in Arena, but we'll see about that. Next up, we have This guy, Stolen Goods, 2 mana. I think this card is insane. You have a random thumb minion in your hand plus 3/3. So for instance, you can, and you probably will, combo this with some pretty good taunt cards. Like for instance, this guy. Blood of Brave. A 4 mana 2/6. You play this card and it will become an 5/9. 4 mana 5/9. That's insane. So this card will definitely see some play. Most of the time with Bloodhoof Brave, I think. And will be tried. In Arena it's pretty bad, but in Constructed I think this card has some potential. Okay, next up we have this card. Grimstreet Pawnbroker. 3 mana 3/3, but give a weapon in your hand plus 1/1. What does that mean? So for instance, if you have Growl or Death... No, not Death Spite. Is it Death Spite? But if you have a weapon in your hand and it gives it plus 1/1, that's not that bad. And you can even combo it. Oh no, you can combo it, but that's not that bad. And you can compare it to upgrades. So you get a 3 mana 3/3 with an upgrade. Actually, that's sort of the comparison you can make. So we'll see playing Constructed with a deck, but in Arena it's pretty bad, of course, yes. Next up we have Ellie the Armor Smith, a 5 mana 2/7. Whenever this minion deals damage, gain that much armor. So you can use this with that other card that gives plus 3/3 to your taunt minion in your hand. And can't seem to find it, but you can combo it, of course. Oh, here it is, with this card. You can combo it with Stolen Goods and make it a 5 mana, 5 mana 5/9, yeah, 5/9, 5/10, sorry. And then it's a good card. So I think this has some potential. We'll see some try. Don't know if it will be good though. In Arena it's just a bad card, yeah, just a bad card. Next up we have Grimstreet Smuggler. Give a random minion in your hands plus 1/1. 3 mana 3/4. Bad, just bad. Bad stats, everything. Also will not be good in Arena, of course. Next up we have 2 mana 1/1. But discover is battle cry. Discover a hunter, paladin or warrior card. So this will be pretty interesting. It will be tough to fit, of course. There are a lot of 2 mana drops that are pretty good, but I think this will be tried. You can cut some insane cards of these, of course, and combo it with another class. This is just a really fun mechanic that they are trying now, and we'll definitely see some play. Don't know if it will be good though, we just have to wait. In Arena I also don't know how that will pack out, but yeah, pretty interesting mechanic and will be tried, of course. I mean, it's just a new mechanic that we all want to try. Next up we have a 5 mana 5/3. Again, Battlecry, discover a Druid, Rogue or Shaman card. I think the stats of this are a bit poor, and I think this card is worse than the other one. Lotus Agents, but again, maybe it will be tried, but I think this card is not that good. Also in Arena, this is really bad. Let's see what we have. This card, I think, is pretty good. A 3 mana 2/2. A bit understated, but this card is a Mage, Priest, or Warlock card. And I think this is pretty good card. And you maybe will fit one of it in your deck. But we'll see about that. In Arena, it's just... I don't know if it will be good though. I don't know if this will be good in Arena actually. Next up, we have a pretty interesting guy. Gadgetzan. Battlecry. If your deck has no duplicates, create a custom spell. So what does that mean? A custom spell? We have never seen that before. So not everything, for me at least, is clear yet, but you can choose between this. If you play this card, you get a Battlecry. You can choose between 3 cards. You can choose Leisure Potion, that will create a 1-cost spell. I don't know what kind of spells though. That's not... don't know that yet. You can also get this, choose this, I mean. A Greater Potion, create a 5-cost spell. Or if you want to, you can choose a Superior Potion that will cost 10 mana, 10 mana spell, and you will get a 10 mana spell. Again, I don't know what the spells are, but you can choose the cost of it. Pretty interesting card. We'll see play, of course, amazing. And then we will see what kind of cool tricks this guy has. In Arena, this can also be good, maybe, yeah, we don't know. I'm pretty interested in this card and definitely will try this, maybe in Arena Lock or something. So yeah. Okay. Next up, we have this Mistress of Mixtures. People say this is the new zombie Chow. And I think they're right. A 1 mana 2/2 is pretty good for a 1 mana drop. And it also restores 4 health to both players. We'll see some play in control matchups. I will play this in control matchups. In Arena it's also not that bad. And yeah, this card is just pretty good. Next up we have Friendly Bartender. A shitty card. Anti-aggro, of course, but I think it's not good enough. And in Arena it's just a 2/3. Oh my god, this one is huge. Let me resize this card. Okay. This guy. Blow Kill Sniper, 2 mana 2/1 on Marlock. Battlecry, deal 1 damage. Will be tried in a Murloc deck. I don't know if it will be good though. In Arena, maybe this will be good. I mean, you can kill a 1 health minion for free, but I don't know. I don't think it's good enough. Next up, we have. Oh, let me resize this guy. Hired Gun, 3 mana 4/3 with taunt. Just a 3 mana 4/3 with taunt. That's it. Pretty solid card, but I don't think it will see play. No, I don't think so. Maybe for beginning players, but it's not that good. Next up we have Cookie the Chemist, a 4 mana 4/4, the big brother of all the 2 mana 2/2 swap means attack and health. This one is worse, I think, and will not see play, but we'll see about that. In Arena also this is not that good. Next up we have Worgen Creaser, a 4 mana 6/3. So this card reminded me actually of another card that I'm looking up right now. This card reminded me of Ancient Shade. 4 mana 7/4, but it has a great downside. Didn't see play, so I think this card also won't see play. And in arena it's just a bad card and also won't see play. Next up we have Krugfu Master, a 5 mana 3/5 with Wind Fury. Bet, yeah, that's it, just bet, and won't see play in arena. Next up we have Big Time Rocketeer, 6 mana 1/1. Now you ask, why would I play a 6 mana with a 1/1 stat? That's because the Battle Cry summons a 6/6. A 6/6 ogre, to be precisely. And that 6/6 is right here. So you play that card. And you get this out of it. And that's great, I think. I mean, you play this, you will get a 7/7 for 6 mana, that's okay. But what if you play on turn 9, you play Branch Bondspirit, and you play this guy, then you will get 2 6/6. 2 little friends. So this will be tried. I will try it with the Branch Bondspirit, and yeah, I don't know if it will be good though. And in arena I also don't know if it will be good. We will see about that. Next up we have Backroom Bouncer, a 4 mana 4/4. Whenever a friendly minion dies, gain +1 health. I think it's not good enough. The stats are not good enough, and in arena it's not good enough, but we'll see. Next up we have 5 mana 2/2, but Battlecry summon 2 copies of this minion. So for 5 mana you get 3 2/2 minions on the field. So it's a bit like Patreon, but you don't need to combo it to duplicate the minion. You can just play this and you will get 3. So if you play this with some of the new cards that gives all cards in your hand +1/1, you will get 3 2s. Sorry, 3 3s, and that's pretty good. So this will be tried with the new cards, which give your minions +1/1 in your hand, and I think it will be pretty good. And in arena, I think it's not that good. Next up we have Second Rate Bruiser, a 5 mana 4/5. It has taunt and costs 2 less if your opponent has at least 3 minions. So it's a bit of an anti-aggro, but I don't think it's good enough, and in arena it's a bad card. Next up we have Dirty Red, a 2 mana 2/6. So as you can see, it has a lot of health, but it has a downside. Your opponent summons a random minion from their hands as Battle Cry, and you have something like that, seen something like that before. That's this guy, Deathlord. But the main difference between Deathlord and Dirty Red is that this guy will summon a minion from their opponent's hand if it dies. This one will do that immediately, so I think this card is bad. Yeah, and in arena it's also pretty bad. Next up we have Fell Orc Soul Fiend, a 3 mana 3/7. At the start of your turn, deal 2 damage to this minion, so it will become a 3/5 for 3 mana. I don't think it's good enough, but will be tried. In arena it's not that bad actually. In 3/5 it's not that bad. Next up we have Wind Up Burglebot, 6 mana 5/5. Whenever this attacks a minion and survives, draw a card. I think this is one of the baddest cards in the expansion. I mean, draw a card is not enough. I mean, it does not have charge or something, so you wouldn't get a guaranteed card draw. So it's not that good. And I think in arena it's also a bad card. Okay, the next card is pretty interesting. Patches the Pirate, A 1 mana 1/1, it's a pirate, and it has charge. After you play a pirate, summon this minion from your deck. So this can be used in Pirate Warrior, Pirate Rogue, and this will be played. We will see this card played. It's a 1 mana 1/1, I know, but it can help. It has charge. It's a pirate, so it has synergy with the pirates. In Arena, it's just a bad card, of course. It's just the same as Burger Ball. Next up, we have Auction Master Beardo, a 3 mana 3/4. Pretty good stats, of course. After you cast a spell, refresh your hero power. Yeah, we'll see some play maybe, but I don't think the effect is that good enough. And in Arena it's just not good enough also, but it's a okay stated card, so. And last but not least, we have Finja the Flying Star. 5 mana 2/4, it's a Murloc. It has stealth. Whenever this minion attacks and kills a minion, summon 2 Murlocs from your deck. So what you can do with that is you play this card on turn 5. It has stealth. You kill a minion with this. You will get 2 Murlocs. For instance, you can get Murloc Knight. Or maybe if you're lucky, you can also get Murloc War Leader. So it has some great potential. We'll see some play in some Murloc decks. But I don't know if it will be good. And in Arena it's just obviously it's just a bad card. Yeah, that was all the cards for now that are released as we know. And if there are any more cards released soon, I will let you know. And I will let you know what I think about it. So thanks for watching. And see you guys all next time. Bye. Bye bye.